What's up, everybody? We are live. Woohoo! Welcome to our webinar. All right, Marie, we're live.
I'm so excited. I love you, Gabs. It's so cool to do this. I love that we get to do this every year.
I like that we get to do this every year. I like that this is my first appearance since I had my baby.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my appearance. I mean, like my first live moment somewhere other than Instagram, and it's with you. So it's so fabulous. Thank you. I just fed a child prior to being here.
How is he doing? How's Oliver doing?
He's so cute. My baby's name is Oliver, everybody. He is 2 months old. He doubled his birth weight in 2 months. My husband's joke is that I don't make milk, I make heavy cream. Making the heavy cream. And he's a chunkster. He's like, those chunky little thighs. So yeah, it's really special. I'm having a really good time.
Good.
That's what's happening. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here. I am so psyched that everyone is live with us tonight. I was just checking on the webinar and there we were. And this is something that we do once a year. We've been doing it for a long time. And I bring Marie on to talk about how to sell more, market better, and learn everything that we need to grow a business online using the internet, using our spiritual, soulful, authentic messaging, and a lot of techniques that Marie has been mastering over the years. And Marie is the founder of the world-renowned B-School training, which is a training that I did many years ago. And I did B-School when I was at a turning point in my career. I was really out there hustling and really working really hard. But Marie taught me was that I didn't have to work that hard. Marie taught me that there was the power of the internet, that there were great, powerful tools to strengthen my message and get it out in a more fun and authentic way. And B-School totally has changed my career. And so after having that experience at B-School, I became an affiliate for B-School, which is one of the greatest gifts to me, which is that I can go out there and share about it with you guys. So B-School opened yesterday. It is so thrilling. I actually wanted to read you this one paragraph about what B-School is. It's an 8-week online training. And what Marie does is she gives you the step-by-step guidance on how to build a unique and profitable brand and how to do it with authenticity. And she's also here to help you up and amplify your online presence so you can spread an empowering message, but also learning how to make money doing that, which is what's so important. So many people out there that I identify as spiritual entrepreneurs, myself included, there's this myth that it's not spiritual to make money or it's not spiritual to market yourself. And so we're going to bust that myth tonight. And if you're out there feeling shame or guilt around earning for your soulful work, well, we're going to help you heal that this evening and really bust that myth that it's not spiritual to earn for your great work. But what I love on your sales page for B-School, Marie, is it says here, whether you want to turn your part-time gig into a full-time business, take your existing company to new heights, or you're just starting out, B-School can help. This 8-week online program provides the crucial elements vital for your success. And so I read that to you because what I love about it is something that you taught me, which is clarity, clarity, clarity. This is who it is. This is what it's for. Yeah. And so if you're out there, I'm getting a lot of DMs from people right now since I announced my B-School bonuses, which I'll be sharing with you in a second. But I've been getting all these DMs from people being like, tell me more about B-School, and is it for me? Is it for me? And one woman's like, I'm a Zumba instructor. Can I do B-School? And I'm like, yes. Another woman's like, I have a private practice, a private therapy practice. Can I do B-School? And I'm like, hell yes. So you can come, Marie will speak to this, but this training is for all walks of life. And if you're an entrepreneur, you dream of starting a business, this is for you. Yeah. And what's awesome is that as an affiliate, I can offer $19.99 in bonuses. And so at any point throughout this training, you can just go to gabbybernstein.com/B-School and you can check out all the bonuses, or if you're on the webinar page, you can just click the little button below and check out my bonuses. And then for tonight, for 24 hours, I'm offering an extra special bonus for the people that watch this webinar. And that bonus expires tomorrow at this time. And the 21st, tomorrow. And that bonus is my Success is an Inside Job 2-hour digital course. So that is a whole spiritual training on healing those belief systems around our hangups around success. Before we jump in with Marie, just to give you an overview of my bonuses, the first one is a group success coaching with me, which is really where I'm going to deliver all of my methods on how you can kickstart your business or make it even better. And you can ask me anything on that training, on this several weeks of group coaching, 3 weeks of group coaching with me. The second bonus is lifetime access to my God is My Publicist digital course on how to publicize your business and manifest media for your message. And bonus number 3 is 4 of my most popular digital courses. And bonus number 4 is a $900 gift certificate that you can apply to my Spirit Junkie Masterclass digital course or my level 2 for Spirit Junkie Masterclass. So to learn all about that, just click the link below here or go to gabbybernstein.com/B-School. And then my 24-hour bonus is my Success is an Inside Job digital workshop. So I'm going to talk to you guys all more about what you can get from B-School, what these bonuses are. But I want to dive in now with Marie and really just dig in, get your wisdom out to this beautiful crowd that's joining us here. I'm so pumped that you guys are all on. And just begin really with a little bit of your backstory and where your passion for marketing comes from. Because you are passionate, Mama. Oh my God.
I love it. And for me, it's all about where marketing can take people. I'm going to put in my headphones. I'm hearing a little bit of a reverb.
A little bit, yeah.
Get this. This could help us.
We're much better off now. There we go.
Yay! So the passion for marketing really comes from the freedom that it can help people create. And that started for me from a pain point, because when I started my business at the ripe old age of 23, Gabs, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I was so insecure. I had so much fear. I was so insecure because, first of all, I was so young. I was like, who the hell is going to hire a 23-year-old life coach? Like, I haven't even lived life yet. I'm all thousands of dollars in debt. I don't know what the hell's going on. I couldn't, really stay in the corporate world because I couldn't stay in a cubicle all day. And so the passion for marketing really comes out of the fact that marketing and sales, once I started to learn that in the beginning, I saw myself go from having no business to having this coaching business that was actually making money, and it was helping me make a positive impact on people's lives. And then once I transitioned from one-on-one work to group work, I was like, oh my goodness, these same skills, understanding marketing, really allowed me to reach much more people and watch my income increase, which then allowed me to start giving back to causes that I believed in. I was able to hire a team. Like, all of my dreams started coming true. And I recognized that it was because of this skill set that for so many of us, we have so much negativity attached to it. There's a lot of resistance. Many of us, when we think about sales and marketing, the first image that comes to mind is like a used car salesman. We don't want to seem aggressive. We don't want to seem manipulative. We don't want to seem pushy. This is especially true for women. And I feel like it gets amplified if we consider ourselves spiritual, or we want to be, or we are a healer. It's like, gosh, it just gets so much bigger. But here's what I noticed, Gabs. There's a big difference between old school slimy marketing and what I now call modern marketing. So modern marketing, for me, the difference is, when you're practicing modern marketing, which is all that we teach you in B-School, the best of your humanity comes out, not the worst. So your generosity, your empathy, your compassion, your willingness to love, the desire to be of service, your creativity, all of your joy, that is what is required to be a really effective modern marketer. Not only does it get better results, but it actually makes you a better person. So for all those reasons and so much more, that's the reason that I am so passionate about this. And at this point in the game, this is our 10th year. It's a decade of running B-School. So we've had over 44,000 people go through the program. It's not like I just came up with this. So this entire system, all of this curriculum, all of these tools have been battle tested from people across, listen to this, girl, 564 plus industries. I mean, from flower farming, every kind of coach that you could imagine, people that design apps, people that run restaurants, you name it, we've had them in B-School, because it taps into the timeless principles about what it takes to inspire another human, regardless of the business model, to say yes to something that would be good for them and good for you.
I love it. And I want to just echo some of what you're saying, which is I always say that I believe that when we have a big vision or an entrepreneurial idea or something that we feel moved to put out into the world, it's our responsibility to do that.
Yes.
And so when we have that mission and that desire, then the next step is we have to get it out.
Yes.
That's why marketing is so important.
I'm going to add on to that right there because you laid it up so perfectly. So my deep belief is that when you have a product or service that you believe in and you know in your heart that it can help other people, if you don't do everything in your power to get it in front of those who you're meant to serve, you are stealing from those who need you most.
Totally.
There are people right now that have pain in their hearts, struggles in their lives. They're going through something that you listening right now have a solution for. And for you to hold back or be shy or kind of be small about it, you're stealing from those people who would want what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And modern marketing, doing it with class, with heart, with generosity, with transparency, that will allow you to not only do your good work and to make that difference, but to also earn a really good income that can take care of yourself and your family and whoever else you want to take care of.
I love it. And I always say, you don't share, I don't share, I don't sell, I share, right? So it's marketing. I don't really feel like it's a salesy thing or it's a scammy thing because I feel so deeply, deeply proud and moved by the work that I'm here to share. And that's how I want all of you to feel when you leave this webinar.
Yeah.
Feel that pride in the work that you're here to give into the world. And with that pride, it's like, let me tell you how awesome it is. And it's not salesy. It's when you align yourself with that desire to share your message. So we're going to talk about that more tonight. And that gets us to the next question, which is this topic of manifesting. So I always, one of my bonuses is my God is My Publicist digital course, which is all how to manifest media for your message and manifest that buzz. So when you were first starting out in your career, or even now, is there any technique or manifesting tool or spiritual practice that you had when you were beginning your journey as an entrepreneur?
Well, I'll tell you the mistakes I made because these were big and these were painful, and hopefully we can save folks some of that. When I first started, the unmanifesting thing I did, so the thing that kind of repelled everything else, was trying to be somebody I wasn't. I have this image in my mind of what a successful businesswoman looked like, sounded like, spoke like, wrote like, and she had big shoulder pads and was wearing a suit and was very, very professional and was so precise with her very elegant, words. And that's just not me. Like, I am a girl from New Jersey who gets very, very passionate about things. And I have a unique way of saying them. And sometimes, it's very kind of colorful language. And when I stopped trying to be someone else and I allowed joy and my heart and the real me to come through, that is what dialed in, attracted, manifested, allowed me to actually connect with people from the heart. And so I would say that the mistake I made was trying to be something I wasn't and trying to put on this professional front. And the real manifesting tool, secret, or practice was having the courage to be the real me.
Yeah. And you nailed it because being you is what's most fun.
Yes.
So when you're in an energy of joy, whatever you do will multiply.
Yeah.
So that's a big take home for all of you right now, which is if you find yourself in any way trying to be or do something that you think is what you should be doing, like I should be posting every second on Instagram, or I should be looking this way. Let's heal that tonight. Let's clear that tonight and start to be more you. Because when people ask me, what does it mean to be confident? I say it means to be yourself. Yeah. I'm most confident when I'm acting and living as myself.
I think you're such a great example of that, Gabs, because every time I do catch you on social media or anytime we're together, and we've known each other for years now, it's like you are so you. Like the people that see you on stage or they see you on Instagram, again, I can just reveal this because I've known you personally for so long. It's like Gabby is the same everywhere she is. Everywhere. There's not one Gabby that's here and one Gabby behind the scenes. It's like she is the real deal, which is so much of what the foundation of her beautiful business and her mission and her brand is built on. And we all have that capability. We all have that capability. And it's something that we talk about a lot in B School. It's something that we kind of train you in so that it gets expressed more clearly and more consistently.
And it's funny that you say that, because this is another thing that I want to leave people with. But when I post something on social media, if it feels out of alignment with my authentic truth, I delete it right away. I'm like, this isn't me. I'm going to get rid of that. I do use filters. I'm pushing 40 here. Like, I'm still using filters. But we all use filters. I mean, filters, why not, right? Because
I just discovered the golden hour filter. Like I just discovered this. I was like, when did I get bigger lashes? This is amazing. I don't even have to do anything. Yes.
It's like, not everybody's just walking around with dog face, like that perfect dog face filter. Like, we don't have it. but the answer is, other than the filter, I try to be authentic. So, and if I'm not, I delete it, because it doesn't feel good. Yeah. And I know if it's not feeling good for me to look at that, then I know that people will feel that too. So take that in. That's a really important thing when you're marketing your work, is that you want to reread things. Like, often my team and I will read an email and be like, does this sound like us? Or, how does this read? How does this land? Is this boring? Is this,
how does this make us feel in our hearts? Like, sometimes when we're looking at creative in Team Forleo, we'll be like, oh, this feels heavy. We're like, get it out. Get it out. Like, if that's, to your point, if it's not aligned, if it's not genuine, if it doesn't feel right, that's why, Gabs, I think what's so amazing about B-School and your bonuses and the combination that we're presenting here today is that we're two people that walk our talk, meaning we've built something from the ground up. And, whether you resonate with everything that I share or Gabby shares, it's like, it is what we feel. It is who we are. And we've been doing it for a long time. So let us help you shorten that learning curve and save you from making some expensive and painful mistakes that you just don't need to, because who you are is fucking amazing. And all you need is some structure and a little bit of guidance to let that keep coming through.
And that's something I'm going to focus a lot on in my my first bonus, which is my group coaching training, which I'm going to give you guys, which is where I'm going to really help you get to that place where you're starting to feel that connection to the work that you're doing. And so Marie said something perfect, which is that the bonuses really balance out what's happening with B-School. And so many people have said that my bonuses married with B-School were like the perfect combination to launch their careers or to take them to the next level. So at any point you want to check out all that, just click the link below or go to gabbybernstein.com/B-School. All right, next question. So a lot of people have come in with the same question, so I'm just making it one. All right, this has been like so many people just hitting me up with this question. So people feel uncomfortable charging for their work, especially when their work is spiritual or in some way, healing arts or something along those lines. So what advice do you have? We've kind of covered this a little bit about it being our responsibility, but is there any advice about charging or how to know what to charge? Or when to up your prices, anything around charging that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to speak into two aspects of that. So I want to talk to the more emotional piece first, because I find that so many people, and this isn't strictly women, but I see a lot of women that have had this, feel so much shame around money. There's so much conflict. They would love to have more, and then they feel guilty or wrong for wanting more. They think about how many folks in the world don't have, so they feel guilty that what if they have, what does that mean? Around spiritual work, am I even allowed to charge for this? We've all been conditioned with so many toxic, mixed, and limiting beliefs around money that it really screws us up. And I had so many for a really long time. But Gabby, you know this about me. I've worked through and done the work and looked at this. And I remember making a decision a few years into my business where I was like, I need to handle this. I know that there are certain limiting beliefs that I'm having right now that are preventing me from not only doing the work I was born to do on the level I was willing to do it, but really to give to others and to make the impact. And I knew I had to heal it. Once I did, I'll tell you this, I started falling in love with money. And I say this shamelessly now. I love money. I don't love money above people. I don't love money above my values, but money is a tool. Money is energy. It's really agnostic. It's about the person who has it and what they do with it. So I would invite everyone listening to us right now to just consider, especially if it makes you uncomfortable, that you too can start saying, I love money and I love what I'll be able to do with it in terms of taking care of your family, in terms of taking care of your community, in terms of healing some of the issues that we know we face in this society that frankly no one else is taking care of. So I would just love to make an invitation to everyone that this is the truth. there is more than enough to go around.
Yeah.
There's more than enough love. There's more than enough creative ideas. And yes, there is more than enough money. We do not live in a zero-sum world. I know that some media would like you to believe that, and some of us have been taught that since we were little, but it is not the truth. Factually, you can do your research on this. The amount of money that's been in the world keeps growing. Now, we do have economic inequality issues. That's a separate conversation. But in terms of you and your ability to earn, you making more does not take away from someone. In fact, my argument is that you're going to be able to do more good and actually expand the pie for other people by really accepting and embracing your own wealth. So
I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think that when you accept your abundance, you actually create a ripple effect. So really claim your abundance, own your abundance, and start to see how the more you earn, the more you can give, to your point, give back to your family, contribute to your health and well-being. Buy yourself time, right? Buy yourself time. For instance, right now, I'm on my second month of maternity leave because I was able to step away, because I was able to afford to have a team that can carry my business right now while I'm not really around, maybe an hour or two here and there. But, that is something that I cannot value more, is the time that you can receive and the time to be with your family, and right now the time to be with an infant, that I wish for all of you to have.
And think about how we can vote with our dollars then. I think a lot of times we tend to shy away from the fact that money can be very powerful. I embrace that fact. I love money as power. I love to be able to direct that energy source to things I believe in, to companies that are doing the right thing, to people who are building meaningful things and creating sustainable change. So as women and as men and spiritual teachers, I say we flip that script and we claim it. The second question you asked, Gab, was about money and charging specifically, and how to know how much to charge, when can I charge more. That is something that we talk about a lot in B School. It's a really important issue. I see a lot of folks chronically undercharging, and their pricing structure is set up where their business can never possibly work. They can't get out from this circle because there's not enough profit margin. And if you step back and you set a foundation where you really have a customer-focused business, so it's not about what can I get, it's about what can I give to this particular human, and you build your entire company on this foundation of service and generosity towards a specific human, it changes the whole game. All of a sudden, the level at which you deliver your products and services goes way up. Then all of a sudden, you realize you must be charging more. And by the way, when you charge more, I can hear some people possibly saying, but wait, the people I want to serve, they don't earn that much money. They may not be able to afford it. That does not preclude you from serving them. So what we teach you in B School are different ways that you can serve communities regardless of how much they can pay you, and at the same time. So it's not either or. You can have premium pricing so that your business can grow, so that you can hire staff, so that you have those margins to be able to grow into the future and still take care of those who may not be able to afford everything that you offer.
And you do that every week. I mean,
yes.
A show called Marie TV, which, every single week without fail for, a decade, really, it seems like.
Oh, it's just about there. Yes.
Serving souls with powerful interviews, powerful tools. And so if anyone were to ever come to either you or me, and a lot of people in our field that do this work, and say, how could you charge for this? Well, the response always is, but there's so much that we give away. And so that's a marketing tool, right? It's like give, and then don't be unapologetic about charging whatever it is that you want for the work that you do. Because as long as you know that you're providing a lot for free as well, that is such a high service and high value to people that may not necessarily want to buy your products, or may not be able to afford to, or may not have the time, they may not be ready for it, but they can get you every week, or they can get you on social media, or they can get your blog. So know that there are other ways to serve without charging, but then that helps you become more unapologetic about your earning capacity.
Yeah. And we actually walk through 12 different ideas. I take people through even more than that because we can brainstorm on it, of different ways beyond even free content. I mean, there's scholarship opportunities. Depending on what your service is, there can be certain times of the month or the year that you work with communities who would not be able to partake in your regular pricing, but you can go in and serve them. You can create programs just for them. I mean, there's a myriad of ways in order to serve people and still have a business that's profitable and sustainable and that takes care of you and others.
Love it. Love it. All right. So now, next question. This is a marketing question. This is for the new entrepreneurs that are listening. What's the best place to start when it comes to marketing?
You have to understand who your ideal client is,
Yep.
who your ideal customer is.
Yep.
So many people make the mistake of like, oh my gosh, Marie, Gabby, I have a new business. I should go start an Instagram page. And it's like, okay. Or Marie, Gabby, I have this new idea for business. Like, what about my website? And they're kind of going to these tools or tactics or platforms without doing the foundational work that is necessary in order to make those tools or platforms really work. So I see people doing a lot of spinning on top rather than actually slowing down and getting clarity on what it is they want to do, who it is they want to serve and why, and what's the mission behind this business. When you know that, Gabs, as you know, then we can think about, well, given who it is I want to serve and what I want to serve to them, the problem I want to solve, what would be the best platform then to use? And how can I build this thing sustainably over time? So I think that's the best questions to ask. And that's actually module 1 of B School is where we start you out with that.
You know, it's so awesome you said, because a year ago, my team and I went back to module 1 of B School. And we did the whole customer avatar and started looking really deep at who are we speaking to? Because for a while, we really were trying to speak to like anyone who needed self-help stuff. We're like, everybody needs help, you know, like, and, you know, we realized, no, we're not just speaking to people that want, you know, some self-help tools. We're speaking to spiritual people. And so when we redid that module, we dialed it in so much more and got so much more clear. We are speaking to spiritual people. And then we no longer had to dance around the spiritual lexicon. We no longer had to like, you know, pretend to be there for everybody. Yeah. And the more we started to speak directly to the audience that we have, the business started to get even, you know, wider and the audience grew further. So
isn't it interesting what a paradox that is? And I feel like for everyone listening, especially when you're starting out, and I did this too, right? I was like, I'm a really good life coach. Like I could help.
Needs me.
Yes. And I felt like, Gabby, I remember like feeling like I was banging my head against the wall because it was just like, I say this, when you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody.
Right.
The message gets so watered down. You get so vanilla. You're afraid to say this. You're afraid to say that. But when you are crystal clear, just like I love that your team did that. We do that too, by the way. We revisit all of these ideas. I was just doing this for the book. I'm like, who exactly am I talking to with this book so that my language and my message doesn't get so goddamn boring that no one cares.
Right.
So that's really that first place to go to. And I'll say one more thing, especially to the new entrepreneurs, because I don't know if you got this question, but a lot of folks ask this. Can I come do B School if I don't have an idea yet? Like, or I kind of have an idea, or I have like 5 or 6 ideas. I don't know which one to choose. Is B School going to help me if I'm at this early stage? And I say, hands down, please, for the love of all things holy, get your butt in B School. Because we have a program called Start the Right Business, which helps you test and vet your ideas so you know which is actually going to give you the best chance of success. It'll clear away all that confusion, even for multi-passionate people like me, and it will give you that clarity. So you go into module 1, just like you and your team did, Gabs, and you can go, yes, this is who we're talking to. Let's turn this thing up. Let's dial it up to 100 and let's do this.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I bet a lot of people are thinking about B School right now. If you are new to the Marie Forleo world, and this is something you haven't seen before, click the link below the video, get all the details on my bonuses, get all the details on B School. And we're going to ask more questions about B School at the end. And Marie's even going to do a Q&A after this on my Facebook page if you have specific questions about B School. So check all that out. And if you're new and just tuning in, I'm offering a 24-hour bonus. And that extra bonus on top of my $19.99 in B School bonuses is my Success as an Inside Job digital course. So that in that course, I actually talk a lot about how we have to get back into that authentic truth that we were speaking about earlier, and that our success isn't something that comes from an outside agenda or a way of pushing or controlling, but it's by tuning in and aligning. And that's actually going to be a perfect segue into my next question, which is, listen, I spent, and you know this because you've been a close friend of mine for many years, I spent over a decade hustling at my own expense. And so while I was publishing a book a year and getting on the New York Times bestseller list and having these sort of seemingly worldly successes, I was literally, and I'm not exaggerating, literally killing myself. I was getting, I had a gut condition that was taking me down. I had stress levels that were out of control. I was not letting people help me. And so all that pushing and controlling was so in the way of succeeding, truly succeeding. And most importantly, living and enjoying my life.
Yes.
But you and I had a sit down 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. And actually it's been 3 years, I'm so proud to say. And I said, Marie, how do I build a team? How do I get myself out of this hole that I am in? And you gave me so much advice around team and support. And I want you to speak to this now for the people that are, particularly for the people who are just starting out, but of course for anyone who already has a team, but particularly for the people who are just starting out, because I think it's never too soon to get help.
Yes.
It's important and mandatory, and I really want you to speak to that.
Yeah, I think especially, again, it's not a total gender thing, but especially for women, we tend to take everything on ourselves and hold on to it and retain that control and think that no one's going to do it as good as us and no one can help us and we can't afford it and we don't know what we're doing. We've never been a boss before. And so we have all of these thoughts, this conversation that's happening that stops us from actually being open to and then doing the steps we need to do in order to get that support that we need to grow the business. I remember, Gabby, I waited so long. I was drowning before I hired my first virtual assistant. And I cannot believe I waited as long as I did. But I would say to anyone right here, just know you don't have to go from being a one-person show to like building a team of 10 and having 10 full-time employees and health insurance and 401k. You can take it step by step.
Yeah.
And saying that, I would encourage you, the first inkling where you're like, things are getting a little, I feel like I might need some help. That is when you start. It doesn't matter if you've never been a boss before. You can hire someone for a few hours a week. You can hire them on a freelance basis. You can test it out and you will. I failed a lot when I hired my first assistant. I was a terrible boss. And you know what? It's okay. Everything is figure outable. It really is. And you give yourself that permission to say, okay, I'm going to take a look at everything that I do to keep this new business running. Let me separate out on a written list, what are the things that I must do? So as a coach, I must coach my clients, right? I must show up for them. I need to deliver that service because that's my craft. That's my art. Do I need to schedule them? No. Do I need to handle the invoicing? No. Do I need to actually build the blog post, or can I write the blog post and someone else can edit and proof it? Oh, so you start separating these lists and all of a sudden you have a list of potential tasks that you can hire your first assistant to do. And that's how it all begins. So I'll leave it there because those are those first crucial steps. But Gabby, first of all, I'm just so like watching and witnessing and just being your friend through all of your growth has been so incredibly inspiring. Like on Team Forleo and my team, I was like, dude, Gabby, like Gabby, look at her. Like we all get so excited because what you've built is incredible and your audience loves you for good reason. And so much has happened for you in these past few years. So I adore you and I'm so happy for what you've produced and what you continue to produce.
Thank you. And I will say that I owe it all to my team, because when you have that team and you learn to practice building the muscle of relying on other people and letting people help you, which is, as you said, something that women do resist, some men too, but a lot of women, then once you start to really build that muscle and let people help you, then you can really do what is in your highest and best. And that's actually something that my friend Corey taught me, which is always ask myself, is this in my highest and best? And asking, if it's in my highest and best, is it fun for me? Can I do it quickly? Like, is it not going to take up too much of my time? And is it moving the needle financially, right? And so really ask yourself that. If it's in my highest and best, I'll do it. And if it's not, let me get somebody else to do it. Let me find someone else that can do it. And so even if it's that person that's 3 hours a week, sending out your emails or, picking up your deliveries, whatever it may be, get help now. So important. And just a big shout out to my team and to Team Forleo. You guys rock. We love you. We couldn't do this without you. Definitely not. I would not be on maternity leave without you. I love you guys. I'm just saying thank you. All right. So there was actually a question that came in for me that I think is an important one. You can answer too. But it says, I subscribe to some writers, coaches, bloggers whose emails I just don't read anymore as they send slightly too many emails. I just don't get lit up or excited that feeling when they land in my inbox. But when Gabby, for example, emails, I get excited and read it avidly, start to finish. What's the secret sauce? Content, vibe, email subject, the opening line, something else. So I think we should both answer this because like I'm in the world of personal growth, and I'm seeing a million emails coming every day. I read Marie's emails first of all, I tune in to see what you're wearing in your videos. So like, what's
you're like my mom. My mom's like, what you wearing this week? Yes.
Like your mom. Your mom's like, what does she wear? And I want to see you dance. So that's what I'm going in for. And then I'm like, what is she talking about? But I'll share a little bit about what I think the secret sauce is for email marketing, and then I'd love for you to share because email. It's not just email these days. There's chat bots that you can use. There's obviously Instagram, whatever. But however you're messaging your audience in whatever way is authentic and fun for you, some of the things that I think are really valuable is we're always giving content, giving valuable content. And that has to be number one. So you can sell things in your email marketing or you can sell things on your social media, but first and foremost, you have to give. And so every week we, just like Marie, we're giving a piece of content. Marie's giving a video, I'm giving a blog or a video. And so that content has to be top and first and the most valuable. And throughout my email and newsletter, I'll sell things, I'll share things. Remember, I don't sell, I share. So I'll share with you what I'm up to, what's next. But then I also have every week something called a weekly note. And that's something that we figured we really needed because I needed some way of communicating what maybe is going on in the world, or if there was a tragic event, or giving a tip that you could use that week that's beyond the blog. And so I just started adding that kind of content. And I get emails from people all the time saying that weekly note this week really changed my life, or your weekly note was passed around my office, or whatever it is. So just finding those things that you can do that are really moving to people and generous. And be as generous as you can in the way that you market. What would you add to that?
Yeah, I'll add that, but I just want to highlight my frame on what you shared, which is it's so heart connected, right? You're not phoning it in, Gabs. Like everything that I heard from you and everything that you just described, there's intention behind it. You use the word generosity, and also just really being connected to your heart and thinking about the humans on the other side of the computer and what is going to be moving to them, what is going to touch them in an emotional way. People can get so data driven and they can get kind of so on autopilot and just go, oh, I have to crank out content. I have to fill it up and let me just get it out. No, that's not going to move the needle. So for us, similarly, for me, I'm always thinking about the fact that it's really hard to be a human sometimes, right? Like we're resilient, we have so much to share, but sometimes we have disappointments and sometimes we have failures and things go wrong in our relationships and with our health and with our family. And knowing how alone we can all feel, I always try and think about that when I sit down to create my content or write my email newsletters. And the thing that's a special sauce for me, I call it the friend filter. So if I ever catch myself writing an email to hundreds of thousands of people, because that's in reality what I'm doing, I know I'm on the wrong track. I have to think about one person and know that person is a friend. So am I writing just like how I would write to you? If I was like, hey, Gabs, wanted to let you know something, or hey, this is happening right now. I need to see this link, or just framing it in a way using language, just like the language I would use with a friend. So that's the friend filter. And you can check this for yourself when you read your copy out loud. When you read it out loud, if it sounds like it's coming from an alien or like from the robotic professional you, scrap it, get it out. Start actually opening an email and typing it. I could write, Dear Gabby. I could write, hey, Gabs. So this week I'm interviewing one of my favorite authors, Stephen Pressfield. Oh my goodness. And, just go into the language that I would use if I was writing a one-on-one email to Gabby. And I think it is all around personalization, sharing your heart, being genuine, but also on a soul level and on an energetic level, not dialing it in. Like not just plopping it out and going, ugh, I did it for the week. It's like, no, get your heart into it. Get aligned with what you want your reader to feel when they open that email. That's why people open Gabby's emails every week. It's not like some newsletter formula or some magic email subject thing that, you know, she's doing over and over again. It's her intention. It's her heart. And that is a skill that you can cultivate.
And I think to add to that, you know, telling stories, which is something that you and I both do so often. And one thing I learned from our good friend, Derek Halpern, was to create a story bank. And so we have a little spreadsheet. My whole team has a spreadsheet where customer care, if they get a story that comes in from somebody, they'll throw it in the story bank. Or if something happens to me in the grocery store, I'll put it in the story bank. And so that whenever we're communicating any kind of message, we'll tell a story that we've actually experienced. So, you know, I may, you know, send out a Instagram tonight saying, let me tell you a story about this webinar that I just did with Marie Forleo. Marie just taught me this new thing. I'd never done this before. I'm going to try it out now. And literally just taking, and actually that's one of the things I also apply in my speaking as a motivational speaker is I always like to get on the stage and tell a story of something that happened that day. Because, you know, I was on my way over here and the taxi driver was talking to me about this thing and I couldn't believe it. And it really led me to believe that we need to create less separation in the world or whatever the lesson is, right?
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that, but I pay attention to what happens to me in that day. And when it's authentic, I'll bring it to the stage.
Yeah.
And so I actually had people come to me and say, I love how you just tell like what's happening in the moment. And so using what's happening in the real time moment and go share it on your social media or put it in your email newsletter. And that will come across as the most authentic way of marketing your work. So it's, you know, tell authentic stories. And then another trick is just, and it's not really a trick, but it's a tool, is to be clear. You know what, you know, let's talk like, you know, tell people what they're getting.
Yes.
Around it.
Yes.
Right.
Also too, right? It's like, if you want them to click a link and watch a video, like watch this video and you are going to learn 1, 2, and 3, tell them that. Don't beat around the bush. Like what I love about Gab, when I came to your last book tour, I think it was in LA, just to reiterate on that, it was like, you told some great impromptu stories that weren't necessarily from the book. You just got up. I was like, yes, Gabby. Mm-hmm. And you can do that in email. Like a story doesn't have to be 17 pages long. A story can be, you know what? I was in the taxi and I was staring out the window today. I was on my way to my studio, and it made me realize how much we don't breathe. And then I've got a video for you on these 3 healing breaths. Press play, watch it, leave a comment. Boom! That's your whole thing for the week. It's like, it doesn't have to be a novella.
That's right. That's right. All right. We have so many questions coming in here. We've got some questions starting to come in about B-School. And for those of you who have just tuned in, we are here talking about marketing, selling with soul, which is a line that Marie always shares, selling with authenticity and soul, and how you can become a B-School student and enroll in the class of 2019. And all the details, again, are at gabbybernstein.com/B-School or at the link below. And to reiterate, just for tonight, so anyone that signed up through me prior to today, I'm seeing a lot of people asking this. If I signed up yesterday, do I get the 24-hour bonus? Yes, of course you do.
Yeah.
So there's $1,999 in bonuses, which include when you sign up through the link that's below or gabbybernstein.com/B-School. And those bonuses are 3 success coaching calls, group coaching calls with me. My God is My Publicist digital course, which doesn't exist online anymore. It's only for the B-School people. Isn't that rad? My 4 best digital courses, which, I mean, come on, like that's, you're gonna have like Gabby content coming out of your ears. And then $900 voucher towards my Spirit Junkie Masterclass digital course or my level 2 course if you're already a Masterclass alumni. And a extra special 24-hour bonus if you sign up anytime before tomorrow night at this time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that bonus is my Success is an Inside Job digital course. And it's a 2-hour digital course. I'm really aligning our energy with what success means and harnessing that success so that we can bring our work out into the world.
Hey, Gabs, do you remember, just as a quick story, bless you, child. When we were in SNICE in the West Village years ago, I still have a picture. I have to bring it up on my phone. I'll send it to you, of when you wrote down the name for God is My Publicist. I have a napkin. from us when we were brainstorming about our business. way back in the day. It makes me so happy.
We've had a lot of moments of manifesting. I think
Yes.
really, this is a big lesson. It's like, okay, when you feel like a tingly energy and you feel like riled up about an idea, go further with it. This is a real manifesting tool. So it's like, if you feel good, go reach for more good. And I remember Marie and I were at this backstage at this event that Oprah was hosting, and we were sitting there and we're just talking, and we're like, wouldn't it be amazing if we were on Oprah and interviewed by Oprah? We just kept going and going and going. We felt that energy. I just remember feeling almost like there was like just like light beams coming through us that day. And I think it was about a year later that we got the call and were invited to be on Oprah together. So
yes.
Don't hesitate to feel the feeling and talk about your dreams. And when you feel good about those visions, go further, reach for more. And that's how we manifest more in our career.
I just got chills when that story, because again, I have it. And when I actually enlarged the photo, Gab, and we actually wrote down, I don't know if you remember this, we wrote down thought leaders for the next generation.
And that's what the segment was.
That's insane.
New generation
totally insane. Can't
manifesting. Amazing. So that's what's happening right now. I mean, all of you watching this webinar right now are hopefully having fun, hopefully enjoying, hopefully feeling empowered. So when you get off this webinar, the way to manifest more would be to go sit down, grab your notebook, and just write or dream or make a vision board tonight, or do something that is going to take the energy that you're getting on this webinar to the next level. So don't stop here. Don't walk away from this and then go watch CNN, right? Don't mess with your mojo, people. Go and do something creative with the energy that you're going to receive tonight. That's how we manifest. Okay. Okie dokie. So we've got some B-School questions that are coming in. Let's go. So let's see. What can folks expect from B-School, and who is it for, in your own words? What can they expect?
So what you can expect, honestly, is a total transformation. People come into B-School. I'm seeing Instagram comments like all week, and they're just blowing my mind. One woman, literally right before I came on with you, Gabs, she's like, hi, I've never met her. I've never interacted with her. She's like, I just did B-School for the first time last year. I'm an artist. I've already doubled my income. I'm spending so much more time in my studio than I was before. I have so much more freedom, and it's only year one. And I'm like, I don't even know this woman's story. I have to tell you another story. This woman and she breaks my heart, and I love her, and I'm so proud of her. So in terms of what can people expect, total transformation, this woman came into B-School at a place in her life. She's not college educated, a young mom with several kids. She used to make handmade ornaments around Christmas time and sell them on Etsy and eBay just for a little extra money as a side hobby. Gabby then tragedy struck, and her husband was killed in an accident.
Okay.
She was suddenly left with no way to take care of herself and her kids, but she had this little feeling in her heart. Remember, you were just talking about when you have that feeling that something's possible. And she wondered, could I take this little handmade ornament hobby and turn it into a business? Everyone in her family, they didn't really think that was a really good idea, but she felt it in her heart. She signed up for B-School, and she took this little hobby, she turned it into a business. Before long, it was taking care of her and her kids. Fast forward like a year or two, she was making 6 figures. At this point, Gabby, she's well crossed into 7 figures from a handmade ornament. No, I'm serious. It's insane. And she said to me, you know how I always say on the show, the world needs that special gift that only you have? She literally wrote this to me. She's like, Marie, I'd hear you say that. And then I say, but it doesn't need handmade ornaments. That's a special gift that the world doesn't need. But I guess it does.
Yes, it does.
So what people can expect is to take the thing that is happening in their life right now, whether that's an existing business, a brand new business, or something they want to take to the next level. And you're going to turn the volume up. You're going to clear away all the confusion. You're going to meet thousands of other like-minded people who are committed to not only making money with their business, but more importantly, making a difference. Gabs, we have 13 B-School mentor coaches on this year. These are expert business owners who have been through the program, who've come back to basically coach and support all of the other students alongside myself, alongside Team Forleo, and help people take the ideas, the concepts, and the strategies and apply it to their own unique situation. So that's what you can expect. And in terms of B-School, once you become a B schooler, you're a B schooler for life. So you pay once and you can come back and take the course year after year after year and never pay again. And you know me, our team never rests on our laurels. We're always going back in. This year, we've completely rebuilt the member area. It's easier to use than ever. You can track where you are. You know exactly how long things take. And all of the content, we look at it every single year to make sure it's the best it can be. Any tech trainings that we offer, and we offer a lot about analytics, about opt-ins, about websites, their step-by-step tutorials, all of those are brand new so that it's the cutting edge, the leading edge, so that people have every bit of tools, training, support, coaching, and fun that they need in order to make their dreams come true. So that's what you can expect.
And what I love most about it is that your training really isn't like, a lot of marketing trainings can be really over people's head. And
Yeah.
it's, wait, how can I do that? I don't understand that technology. I don't know how to write that kind of copy. But you meet people right where they are. So whether you've had a business for decades or you're just starting out, you can just dive right into this training and you're going to get what you need to get out of it.
Absolutely.
So that's what I think is so valuable, because you have that wide range of entrepreneurs in this training.
We really do. And again, it's because it's not like, oh, this is what you do if you're a baby business. It's like, no, this is what you do in business. You must focus on your customer. Who are we speaking to right now? Everyone can dive in on that level. Everyone can dive in and say, what are my unique gifts? We give you and teach you how to do a strategy map to help you understand explicitly how to differentiate yourself from the rest of the marketplace, not just from your head or not just from a feeling place. I'm talking you can articulate it so that if anyone ever says, well, why should I choose you as a spiritual coach over someone else? You literally have a bullet point checklist. We go through that in module 1. And there are so many tools like that that really give you that clarity and that confidence that you need to take your business in any direction it would go. I would say in terms of who's B School for and who it's not for. If you're looking for a one-on-one coach, B School's not for you because it's not a one-on-one coaching program. So if you need a one-on-one coach, I would say this is not for you, but most people don't. In fact, Gabs, the most powerful success stories that come out of B School are people that I've never even worked with in the program. Like I had no idea they even did it until years later. They're telling me, and I'm like, I've never met you. I don't even remember interacting with you. They're like, I just did what you told me and it worked.
Right.
So yeah.
That's the other bit that is really valuable for everybody. Is a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to make the investment. You've covered that for people. You gave people, it was a few years ago that you started offering a 12 pay.
Yeah.
And that to me is everything, because you make it available and you make it easy for people. It's like, okay, maybe I won't go out to dinner as many times this month, or I won't have those extra drinks, and I can do B School, And so I see it as this investment that you can now make when you have the opportunity to use a 12 pay. And so thank you for that. It's so valuable.
And I just want to say this too, like as someone who started from nothing, when I started my business, I was tens of thousands of dollars in debt. I do not come from money. I do not come from a wealthy family. So I don't take money for granted on any level, right? I take it very, very seriously. And we're very, very committed to over delivering for that value. We also back up B School with 100% satisfaction guarantee. All that we ask is that you give it a try and that you actually do the work. If you are willing to complete your fun sheets, meaning willing to put your thoughts on paper and give it your best, if you go through the first 2 modules of B School within the time frame that we set and everything is there and clear in writing, and you don't feel it's for you, all you have to do is turn in your homework and we would give you 100% of your money back. Like, that's it. I wouldn't be in business for 2 decades if I was in the business of taking people's money and just holding on to it. It's just not who I am. It's not what I'm about. It's not what I believe in. So I want people to know that they're safe. There's really all upside and no downside. Like you literally can't lose unless you're just like, well, I don't want to do anything and I just want to learn by osmosis. And in which case I would say, don't sign up for B School because that's not how it works.
And I like that you ask people to do the work. It's like, what a generous way to say, I'm going to give you a refund, but I want you to do the work first. And so it's really taking yourself seriously and having accountability and getting into the practices. And so I always believe that we will get out what we put in. And whenever I have invested in my own career, and my own personal growth, I have received so much more tenfold. So when I was early in my career, I remember I did a coaching program that I signed up for, and I was spending money, and I was like, oh my God, this feels like such a big deal to spend this money. it changed me forever. It helped me write that first book. And that was the same way when I signed up for B School. It was like all of these different pinnacle turning points in my career could not have fallen into place if I had not taken the trainings that I have taken year after year. And I continue to take trainings every single year. I do something new, and I know you do the same.
Yeah.
I'm constantly learning. I'm in other people's auditoriums. I'm reading other people's books, and I'm taking their courses.
Yeah.
So if we're not educating ourselves on how to do the great work that we're here to do in the world, then we're going to just stay flat. We're going to stay stuck in old patterns. And so we want to really challenge ourselves to go bigger. And especially if you're first starting out, if you're first starting out, it's nice to have someone like Marie showing you the step-by-step process on how to get the message out. And if you're someone who's already had a business, it's really nice to have a fresh look at things and your marketing expertise, because if anyone that knows you, you are the marketing guru. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I've said this publicly, you are my marketing guru, and I will come to you and say, what's up? How do we do this?
Yeah.
So, luckily for me, I have you on speed dial. But
yeah, but it's because I believe so strongly in what you do. And like, okay, if we have a great idea, I want to put everything possible into helping to get it out there, because it can heal so many people, right? And so it becomes fun. And for me, it becomes a form of creativity and art. And I think that we're all creative beings, whether we paint, whether we draw, whether we knit, whether we do dance like me. There's different things that we do, but marketing and sharing through your business can be another form of art. And so I look at it that way. And I think that energy translates to our students, and people wind up bringing the best of themselves in. So, Gabby, I don't know if you ever checked out, there's this kind of study about human design. Do you know about that? Yeah. And it's fascinating. It's another interesting thing. And one of the things I was reading about for me is like, my gift in the world is catalyzing people into action.
Yeah.
So for folks who are listening right now, if for nothing else, they're like, gosh, I know I have all of this in me, but I haven't been able to activate it. Please put yourself in the sphere with Gabby and myself. Like, this woman who I'm talking to right now, talk about a manifester. This woman knows how to do it. I feel like I have a slightly different gift, but they're so complementary in terms of catalyzing people to get it done, to make it out there, to put it into the world, and to get that traction that they need.
I love it. I love it. And so I want to, if you head over to, I think what you just said is really important as we close this now, which is the marriage between my bonuses and B School, because you're going to get Marie, you're going to get Marie's coaches, and you're going to get her step-by-step 8-week training, and you're going to be able to go through her training week by week with her. Then you're going to be able to follow it up with my 3 weeks of coaching, which is at the end of B School. So I can then continue to carry you further, because a lot of times people may not finish the training, or they may feel like, they're
what's next? Yeah.
Exactly. So you're going to have me for 3 weeks coaching you to take that training really seriously and take it to the next level. So this is the perfect complement. My God is My Publicist digital course, which is another one of your bonuses, is such an amazing complement to B School, because it's all about manifesting media for your message. So if you want to start to pitch yourself to a blogger, or you want to get yourself on television, or I bring my PR savvy and my manifesting chops, and I merge it together in this course, God is My Publicist. And then the 4 digital courses that I offer are all really about how to heal limiting beliefs and begin to manifest what it is that you want to create in the world, and how to bust through any blocks. And so here you are, you're doing B School, you're learning how to market, but then you also can have the spiritual training with me, which is going to be hours and hours and hours of content on how to bust through any limiting beliefs and blocks that are standing in your way of your success. So those 4 digital courses will be that spiritual work that you need to do to create the foundation to step out and do the big work in the world. And then finally, the $900 voucher to the Spirit Junkie Masterclass, which is it's like my spiritual B School, really. It's my training it's a confidence training. It's a training on how to be a spiritual entrepreneur and how to get your message out in a really, really impactful way, and how to become unapologetic about sharing that message in the world. And that training, you can use that $900 voucher anytime for the rest of your life. As long as I'm selling that digital course, you can use it. So it may not be now, maybe it'll be next year, maybe it'll be the year after. So you can use it anytime, and it can be applied to my level 2 training if you're already an alumni. And then the last thing is this 24-hour bonus. So if you signed up already, you get it. If you sign up tonight before tomorrow at this time, you will get my Success is an Inside Job 2-hour digital course. And that course is all about getting into alignment so that you can harness that success from an internal condition. And once you're aligned with that internal condition, all the steps that you need to take to create the success in an outward way will be shown to you. So that's my extra bonus. I thought that was such a great extra B-School bonus.
I love it. I love it, guys. I really do.
So just click the link below, guys. Go to that link below. Go to gabbybernstein.com/B-School. Take advantage of these bonuses. As Marie said, there is a very, very generous refund policy. You get to try out the work before you even refund. If it's not right for you, there's a 12 pay. You just, you've made it so easy. And is there anything else that you want to share about B-School before we leave?
Just that if someone feels it in their heart right now, if they feel that tingling feeling like, oh my God, I don't know if I can, but I really want to, please trust that feeling. As it relates to B-School and as it relates to the rest of your life, you have so much wisdom in your body that goes so far beyond your logic and your reason. Trust it. You will never regret taking a big leap toward your dream. And I think one of the things that B-School really does for people is it helps them take themselves and their dreams seriously. Like you put that flag in the stand and you say, you know what? I have something to offer this world. I have something to give. And I'm really going to give it the attention and the care and the love it deserves so I can extend that out into the world and do the healing, do the transformational work that I was put on this earth to do. That's what B-School's about. I love you too.
So Marie's going to give us 10 more minutes of her time, maybe 15, depending on how excited she gets. She's going to head over to my Facebook page right now, and facebook.com/Gabrielle Bernstein. And she's going to answer any other questions that may come up around B-School. And there was like countless questions that were coming in on the chat that we didn't get to.
Okay.
We have now populated into a spreadsheet for you.
Right.
And Marie's going to jump in and start answering those B-School questions. So go over, it's not over, guys. It's not over. If you're interested and you have specific questions, go to my Facebook page right now, facebook.com/Gabrielle Bernstein. And Marie's
I'll log in. It'll take me like 2 minutes to log in, but I'll be there within just a minute or two. Yeah.
Log in. And I hope you guys take this journey. And I want to leave you with a mantra, which is something that I always like to share with my spiritual entrepreneurs out there, which is, I say this always, I'm open to creative possibilities for abundance. And so whenever you feel like you're blocked or you're stuck or you're in lack, say that mantra to yourself. I'm open to creative possibilities for abundance, and let that carry you. And I hope that you join me as one of the B-Schoolers and come along my journey with me with my bonuses so that I can coach you and serve you in even further as you go on this journey with Marie. So I love you guys. Thank you, Marie.
I love you, baby. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see whoever wants to be over there over on Facebook in 2 minutes.
See you guys. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.